Hi, my name is Les Line from the Business Growth Hub. The video presentation that follows is a continuation of an earlier one on the homepage of our website on how to succeed at local business marketing. In that presentation, we gave our answers to the question, is there a secret to business success? Our answer was based upon many years of experience working with small businesses in many different market areas. And we stated that we don't think there is a secret to business success. However, it's possible to increase the chances of success by taking a number of simple steps to guide marketing and sales activities. Now, this is where our business growth template comes in. We've used it to help many small businesses. The business growth template is a starter marketing and sales plan designed to find answers to three very important questions. First, what marketplace is going to be best for your products? Next, how are you going to find the companies and individuals in that marketplace that want to buy your products? Finally, how are you going to communicate clear and convincing sales messages to prospective customers? That is, sales messages which generate interest and help you to sell. And these questions relate to the three main stages covered by the business growth template: the market, customers, and product promotion. The foundation, or the first stage, is about choosing the right marketplace for your product or service. The next stage is to identify your ideal customers. An ideal customer is something like an ideal partner. You're more likely to make a good choice of an ideal partner if you spend some time thinking about characteristics that appeal to you. You can find your ideal customer by adopting much the same approach. Finally, when you've gone through the first two stages, you can begin to plan how you'll go about promoting and selling your products. In this presentation, we're going to look at the first stage, choosing the right marketplace. What does a good marketplace look like? You should assess it by size, profitability, and ease of access. It's obviously got to offer lots of good sales opportunities. Also, it must be in a market in which you can sell profitably. If you can't charge enough for your product, for example, your business won't be around for very long. Also, it mustn't be too difficult a market to get into, i.e., there mustn't be too many market barriers. Examples of difficult markets are government and defence, where it can take a long time to get product approval for many types of product, and where purchasing must often be done centrally. In many cases, it's necessary to tender for business, and this can be a long, drawn-out process. Sometimes the barriers are technical. You might be asked, has your product been approved for our sort of environment? For example, products you can sell in the automotive industry might not be easily saleable in the aircraft industry. Or maybe the barriers are fiscal. For example, you might be asked if your product complies with specific legislation. Financial services is a good example here. But one of the biggest temptations for any small business is to be enticed by market size. For example, you might decide that your product or service is ideal for insurance companies, in North America say, without too much thought for all the travel costs and all the difficulties of finding and contacting the right people to sell to over a large geographic area. But what's wrong with size? Why not focus on a large marketplace? Well, the problem with big markets is that they can be very challenging, and the challenges can be extremely costly to overcome. Let's look at some of these challenges. If you're a newcomer to a marketplace that already has other companies selling similar products to yours, it can be difficult initially to demonstrate that you're different. And customers are often very reluctant to buy from a new business. Also, large markets often contain lots of well-established competitors. If you don't have competitors in a marketplace that you choose, it's likely that it will take a while for buyers to appreciate the benefits of your product or service. The sales cycle will be longer, and your costs of sale will be higher. Also, in large markets with lots of similar companies, price competition is often a problem. If this is the case, the larger, more established companies are likely to be more able to make money with squeezed profit margins than you are. Big companies entering a new market can afford the time and the money to overcome these challenges, but smaller companies could easily find that their money starts to run out before they have started establishing themselves. We frequently meet small businesses that have taken on big markets and run out of money. And then they find that they can't borrow more money for their business because they haven't yet proved they have a product that will be successful. So what advice do we give them? We urge them to find a niche marketplace, especially if it's the first marketplace that they're going to be approaching. As you're probably well aware, a niche market is a segment of a big market with specific needs that are slightly different from others in the marketplace. If you're a small business wanting to open up a new marketplace, try looking for a niche marketplace. On the other hand, if you're an established small business, consider breaking your existing market into segments and approach each segment differently. Don't be put off by the idea of targeting a niche market rather than an established large market. Once you've established one niche in your large marketplace, you can look for another and then another and grow your business bit by bit. But there are some skills that you'll need to select a first niche or break an established market down into separate niches, because not all niches are good ones. What makes a good niche market? First of all, it's got to conform to the basic requirements of any niche market. It's got to contain a sufficient number of companies with similar problems and needs, which your product or service can meet, of course. If you understand your market niche well and can demonstrate that your products or services are well suited to that niche, you'll be more successful selling your products than other companies that aren't niche oriented. Next, your market must be a big enough one to produce a satisfactory income for your business. It's of no use at all if you find a niche but you can't make enough sales to cover your costs and make a profit. Finally, it's got to be possible to identify and contact the buyers in your niche easily. In some industries, large amounts of money need to be spent on marketing and sales to identify and get the attention of buyers. This may be okay for the big guys, but not if you're a small company. Let's have a look at some niche market examples. Plumbing is a big market, but industrial or agricultural plumbing may be good niche markets, depending of course on your products and skills. Website building provides lots of opportunities for a small business that's in that particular market area. But is every local business a likely customer? It might be better to focus on website building for, say, small service companies, people like chiropractors, physiotherapists, etc., rather than trying to market web building services to every company in your local area. If your skills are in interior design, say for homes and offices, you might decide to focus on interior design to high-income house owners initially, people who are always busy and short of time and prepared to pay for someone else to help them design their dream homes. Lots of companies outsource their personnel services. A good niche market might be smaller companies with 10+ employees. These companies won't be big enough to employ their own personnel manager, and they're likely to welcome personnel services from someone who's suitably qualified and understands the culture of a small business. There are lots more examples we could go into, but brainstorm all the possibilities in your own area and pick those that look suitable, and then research each of them thoroughly. Once you've got a list of all the possible niche markets, you'll need to dig deeper to find the good ones. First, make an assessment on the size of your market. Draw up a list of numbers of companies in that market and their size. You might need to make some guesses at first, but a little hard work should enable you to locate directories and reports that provide you with pretty accurate numbers. Next, arrange to meet a couple of companies in the niche you're thinking of targeting. Phone them up and find someone who is prepared to spend a little time talking to you. Explain that you're not interested in selling at this stage, but that you might be able to help them in the future. Once you've had a couple of meetings, you should be in a position to make some estimates of the size of product or service sales you might be able to make and of how much profit you might expect. Finally, pull together all the information from your research: numbers, likely sales, profit, etc. Compare the figures that you have for a number of likely niche markets. And then finally, select your first niche market. Once you've selected your target niche market, you can begin looking in more detail at the customers in that marketplace that might want to buy your product or services. We'll go into this in our next video presentation. Now follow the links below to go on to the next video presentation in this series on how to succeed at local business marketing.